Ah, broke into my house. Well, since you're here, might as well tell you a story. I'm sure you've heard a lot about the mod pack Gregtech New Horizons, which is infamous for its difficulty, automation, and depth. For example, now, after seeing all that, what if creating a bucket took 60 hours? You see, TerraFirmaGreg combines the brutal realism of terra firma with the scientific psychosis of Gregtech. It's honestly a match made in heaven. I decided it would be pretty fun. That was fucking weird. I decided it would be fun to make a video of my current playthrough of TerraFirmaGreg and section it off into ages so more people can learn about the absolute masochism that is this mod pack. You see, enjoying this mod pack is quite like a disease, and it's my job to spread said disease. Now, before we get into it, I do have a good deal of experience with this mod pack already.
Alright. There's like a 50% chance for it to work, I think. Yo!
Light this up.
Oh, I didn't park it. Oops. There we go.
I've been slaving over a hot canute this whole time.
I'll look into it, you know?
You talking about clay? Did you say clay? Oh! Oh no!
We did it.
Oh, you guys are home?
Yeah.
You guys don't come in the cave.
Oh
my god! Cave.
Oh my
My
god.
floor!
Oh my god!
They announced that like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
We're
whoa, whoa.
gonna get that.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
This guy's stupid. This guy keeps losing interest immediately.
So things definitely moved a bit faster for me than it would for other people, but I'll make sure to explain everything as we go. But don't let this video length fool you. It still took me about 12 hours to get into basic metalworking, so plenty to do, plenty to do. Also, for this playthrough, I allowed myself the absolute luxury of spawning in the tropical biome. You see, in my first playthrough with my friends of this mod pack, we spawned in the hardest biome ever, the polar biome. Here's what that looks like. This kind of sucks. Oh boy, I sure can't wait to find some trees so I can get basic to... Oh shit, I fell in a hole. I've actually never seen a hot spring in one of these biomes before. Oh man, look at all the useful plants we got, like a bush, and grass, and completely barren soil. Oh, did I mention there's Arctic wolves that come and try to eat me at every given moment? It rocks. In contrast, this is what the tropical biome's like. Wow. There's life and food everywhere, and it's warm. And there's beautiful crops all around. Wow, I wonder where I'm gonna find wood to build all my starter tools. Now, you may be thinking that that's kind of lame for me to do, but I think I deserved a little bit of repayment for spending 200 hours in a polar biome before this. Now, one more final note before we get into the footage. I actually completely lost the footage from my first session, which is honestly a really great sign of what's to come for this whole video idea, but whatever. However, I can recreate it very quickly. Oh wow, I just spawned into a beautiful, lush, tropical, arid environment. I better look for a place to set up shelter, preferably by a river. My god, it's the ruins of a castle, by a preferable river. I guess I'll live here. Beautiful, stones I can thwack together to make simple tools. Perfect, some clay so I can start making molds. Drat, this fire isn't hot enough so that I can heat up my clay to harden it so that I can make even better tools and useful quality of life things. I know what I should do. Luckily, with the power of a pit kiln, I'll be able to heat up this clay in no time. Now I just have to wait 8 minutes. You would not believe how many tries it took to get that right with this camera angle. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, that's the intro. Now get the fuck out of my house. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be watching an idiot try to survive in the jungle. The TerraFirmaGreg drama is huge right now, so yeah, let's just get into it. We're starting off with some knapping. Knapping is essentially just pounding 2 stones together or pounding some clay into shape to make tools or molds. But as many of you know, clay is not hard. We need it to be hard. And the only way to make clay hard is to make it really hot. A campfire is not hot enough. So a pit kiln is what we need. Oh, and here's how satisfying cutting down a tree is in this mod pack. So here's me making a stack of logs. There's a lot of items you can stack in special ways on the floor in this mod pack. It looks really nice. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that I have put this stack of logs right next to my fire pit. I wonder what's going to happen when I light the fire pit. So, once you put 8 logs in, you're free to light it up, and then you just gotta wait until your clay gets rock hard. Good night. I fucked up. I stored all my wood next to the pit kilns. I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. So then I decided I needed to swim down the river to find some more resources, see what's going on. This river will become our main mode of transportation for a very, very, very long time. Here I'm gathering some food. Again, the tropical biome is a lush paradise full of it, so there's not much to complain about. I also find some sugarcane, which is edible in this mod pack. It's delicious too. But yeah, the process of making paper is a bit more realistic. So sugarcane is really only useful for stuffing your belly. Here I start making a farm, because in the tropical biome, the weather's just so damn good that you can farm really, really easily. You still have to worry a little bit about what nutrients your crops are getting based off of the soil, but not as much as other biomes. Here we find the completed clay in the pit kiln, but as you can see, it's a little hot, unsurprisingly. So we need tongs to carry hot things. This will also be something we will constantly have on us, because we have to smith a lot. So once we have tongs, we can carry things that are hotter than our puny little block hands can handle. Here I'm gathering more wood. And you get to see once again the incredibly long but satisfying process of doing this. Now cooking some food on a campfire. This is going to be our best way to cook food for a little bit. We also have this cooking pot, which we can make wonderful things like soup. And you would imagine that soup's pretty intuitive to make. You know, you just put some water and some ingredients in the pot and then heat it up and then it should be soup, right? So first I assumed I wasn't putting enough water in. Are you soup yet? Become soup. Then I did some research on soup. And then I gave up. The concept of soup has bested me. But I gather some clay, because we always need more clay. And then I go on another nice adventure. Right now I'm just trying to gather more food and get an idea of where some ores are. Now, this is a good time to talk about the ore gen in this mod pack. So originally it followed TerraFirma ore gen, which sucked because it was so realistic. You had to find the perfect type of rocks and the perfect environment for certain ores to live in, and so you did a lot of walking, a lot of meandering just to find some ores you need for progression. However, in this version I'm playing, they changed it to Gregtech Origin. Now Gregtech, this is going to be surprising to hear, actually has a much easier form of origin than TerraFirma. See, Gregtech aligns ores in a grid across your world, where every 3 chunks is an ore chunk that will have some ore vein in it. So if one chunk doesn't have an ore vein you want, you simply walk 3 chunks over and see if it's there. Here I stumble across some copper and have a very reasonable and nonchalant reaction. I'm almost... Yeah, baby! Now in TerraFirmaGreg, when you're trying to make your first real tools, which are metal tools, because you don't have the resources to mine and break stone yet, you have to walk around the surface looking for little surface nodes of copper. And 144 millibuckets equals 1 ingot. And the 1 ingot is also what you need to make most tools. The main thing keeping us from progressing right now is 144 millibuckets of copper, and we end up finding 288 millibuckets, which allows us to make 2 tools. Oh, that's exactly how much I need to make a saw! I should probably make a pickaxe, though. The 2 main tools you want to start out with when you're first making copper tools is a pickaxe, so you can get more copper, and a saw, so you can make doors and wood, because wood planks don't have block physics, so they're a lot easier to build with than other blocks. Here I'm just meandering around looking for stuff, also heading back to my beautiful castle. Here's my collection of molds I made in the first session that I forgot to mention. Oh, my legs! So, melting copper is very similar to hardening clay. You put it in a pit kiln because campfires just don't give you what you need. They're weak. So we wait 8 more minutes for this to heat up. I once again take another crack at making soup. Maybe this time I can figure it out. I eventually try pleading with the soup to become soup. Yo, just make fucking soup. I want soup so bad. I just want some soup, man. I'm so fucking hungry. Is corn soup legal? What do you want from me? But then I eventually figure it out. Real soup. It's a real soup. Wait, it's boiling! Oh, I discovered soup! I discovered soup! My problem, I believe, was with the amount of ingredients I was placing in. For the first time ever, my character gets to have a full belly and a home-cooked meal. Here I make another great discovery. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, there's microplastics? So TerraFirmaGreg adds a nutrition mod, and this nutrition mod gives you bonuses, mainly health-wise, if you eat a balanced diet, just like real life. And now we get the very stressful gameplay of trying to pour out your molten copper into molds before it resolidifies, which happens a lot faster than you'd think. Luckily, this mod pack is pretty forgiving with adding tool heads to tools. You just slap a stick beneath them and they're good. Here I'm gathering up a nice stockpile of wood just so I have it. Also, because I have a saw now, I can start making things like crafting tables, doors. I also discover the walking cane, which becomes one of the most useful things I will ever make for hours. It's kind of nice. Let's make a walking cane so I can be dapper. Oh, a wooden cane. Put that in my offhand. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm walking good. I can thwack people with it too. I also make barrels, which are very useful. They hold liquids. They're essential for leatherworking. You can also make alcohols with them and ferment stuff. Also, it lets me bring water up from the river, so I don't have to walk down to the river every time I get thirsty or need some water. Speaking of walking down to the river, I decided to finally make a path to the river so I stopped breaking my legs. Now, in any other version of Minecraft, making a simple staircase down a hill shouldn't take too long. But in TerraFirmaGreg, it's a whole day's worth of work. Oh boy, I almost have a staircase. That should do it. Now I see more stairs. Oh, I can make stairs right here. I gotta learn this fucking placing interface. It's very useful. Especially to those who know how to use it. Yay, I have a door to my castle now. Now it feels like a real home. Maybe actually something like that. So like this. What? Put this one off. Damn, I was gonna go mining today and I spent this whole day building a staircase. Okay. There we go. There's a what the fuck? Oh, I can get away with just giving my... Easy access to drinking water. That's crazy. I'm gonna eat corn. It's good corn. Okay, it's a loon. I want to look for burlap or jute. Do I have any parasites? No. Here I'm looking for a specific type of wood I can use to make tannin so that I can use it to make leather eventually. Oh, there's rainbow eucalyptus. That'll work. I do a little searching for more ore because I can't resist. Also, you can see the true power of the walking cane making me walk so much faster and more efficiently. That's raspberry. What manner of tree are you? It's beautiful. I plant some rainbow eucalyptus around my castle so that I don't have to do that whole journey again. And I start making chests so I can actually store things. I also, for some reason, decide I don't want to waste one durability on my pickaxe, so I will just break this random shale rock with my fists. There I make the tannin, and I assume that's all I need to make leather. I slap the hide in there, and then it becomes leather, right? But no, that would be a foolish thing. First you need to prepare the hide, which means you need to scrape it, which means you need to soak it, and to soak it you need lime water, and for lime water you need flux or lime, which you need a quern for, and for a quern you need to have a pickaxe to mine stone blocks to make a quern. Very simple. Another thing I desperately need is wool or some kind of string so I can make clothing and a bed. Surely in my tropical paradise I will have no trouble finding a plant that will allow me to make some good clothing and a bed. Here I start making a mine to get more copper, because we're never going to run out of a need for copper. Now, finding an ore vein is very simple once you find the little bits of it on the surface in the form of rocks. You just dig down until you hit it. If you're starting to doubt that you're not going to hit it, you just haven't dug down far enough. Oh, we hit fucking big. Okay, we hit it big. It was, oh, it might trigger collapse. But I need the copper. Might trigger collapse. Do it. Collapse on me. See what fucking happens. You think I'm scared of a little mining collapse? I can't believe that works. I can't believe how in this one play session I went from a pathetic baby to kind of living it up. Here I start firing a hammer mold because the hammer is very, very useful, and we are also pretty much never going to not need a hammer because that's going to be useful for smithing, which we can't do yet, and it's also going to be useful for ore refining. We are starting off session 2 researching how to make cloth, because, as you may have noticed, I don't have a bed. My character has gone multiple days now without sleeping or resting, and I'm completely naked. I would like to fix all of these things. The easiest way to fix all of these things is to find a plant that I can refine into a cloth. So right now I'm looking for burlap, but what I eventually find is jute, which is a plant that grows in the tropical biome that you can refine in the cloth. Surely, as I said before, I won't have a hard time finding it, right? So now I go on a journey to find some jute. I keep searching for more jute. I try to manifest it through chanting even. Jute, 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 jute. And I eventually give up and go back home. Oh! Foul beast! It is here that I also discover a brand new form of food I can make. I already discovered soup after a lot of work. Now I discover salad, which is like 10 times easier and really flexible with the crafting recipe. Anyway, the main thing keeping us in the primitive age is the fact that we don't have an anvil. The only metal we can reliably work with right now is copper. So once we have a copper anvil, we will be out of the primitive age and onto the metallurgy age. Here I remember that boats do in fact exist, and I can make a nice little canoe to travel up and down the river a lot faster. First you need to strip 3 logs. I end up making 1 extra because I'm foolish. And then I start making a little dock for the boat, because if I don't have anything to slap it against, it is just going to sail right down the river. And now you get to see the really satisfying process of making it. First you saw the logs in half. Then you carve it out with an axe. Nice. And then you burn out the excess wood. Then you just wait a little while and you'll have your very own canoe. Here I fix up the dock a little more, and then I get back to some napping. I need more vessels if I want to melt copper more efficiently. Then I go and check the finished canoe. Hello. Alright. Take it for a spin. Ho ho! Yeah, this is so much better. Then I make a little dock at the other area I usually explore at. Then after I get there, I decide to go mining again to grab more copper. This time I'm smart though, and I make some ladders to get down. And here I almost died in my first real cave-in. Yay, the first cave-in! Ah. Fuck, it's almost like that's dangerous. I've been trying to avoid using mining supports till now. This kinda showed me that I should probably really use them. You see, in this mod pack, a lot of blocks have physics. A lot of blocks that usually wouldn't have physics, too. And because of this, when you're mining, you can cause cave-ins if you don't properly support the mine shaft you're making. Luckily, the crafting recipe for supports is really easy. And also, in this version I'm playing, it actually tells you if a block isn't supported properly. It didn't used to do that before, so you just had to guess at it. I'm a little messy with my support placement, but it does get the job done. Now I'm able to mine copper without the risk of killing myself brutally. After I've filled my tummy with copper, I decide to head back home. And I realize how badly made my dock was. It doesn't do anything. Help me park the deck. Jeez, fuck this shit. Okay. It's drowning me. So I give it this nice little hook that looks a little ugly with the wood choice, but, you know, it gets the job done. Now I place some torches that I'll be too lazy to replace around my base, so I have some better lighting. Here I go on a little snack run. Then I check on my crops, which are doing really well, which is a very nice change of pace from the polar biome. I expand my farm a little more. Because of how slow crops grow, you want to get a really big farm quick. And then I start melting some more copper to make some more tools. Now, in between session 2 and session 3, I did a little bit of grinding off camera, and I discovered ore refining. What ore refining lets you do is it just lets you get more out of the ores you have. So in this case, we have a very simple version. We take some of the stones of copper we have, we put it in a quern, which I also made off camera, and then you grind it up, and then you get the dust, and then you wash the dust, and it gives you around 4 times the amount of copper you would have gotten previously. So it's really, really nice, and I really wish I hadn't ignored it up until now. After all that refining, I have a treasure trove of copper. I then go on an adventure to find a specific type of rock that I need to make a rock anvil. A rock anvil is the rudimentary anvil that you make before you make an actual metal anvil, because you need to hammer your ingots against something to make them stronger. Here I find some granite, which does work as a rock anvil. Here you get to see the process of mining stone, because when you break a stone block, you just get little rocks. To actually get full stone block, you just have to remove all the blocks surrounding it. Here I make the anvil. It's really simple. You just use your hammer and slap it on the rock, and then you get a little rock anvil. It's useful only for copper and nothing else. We will never use it again after we make a copper anvil. As you can see here, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the primitive age. We just have a few more hurdles to cross. The main one being we need flux, which you get from querning flux stone, which is any type of chalky enough stone, or you can go find little sea creatures and kill them and grind them up. Here I go on an adventure to find some flux stone because you get way more out of it than killing small sea creatures. I have no luck looking in my usual spot, so I start sailing further down the river. So I go all the way out to the beach. And I decide, no, I'm gonna keep searching for rocks. I'm not gonna grab any possible flux from any little creatures there. So now I sail upstream past the castle to see if I can find any flux stone there. But I have no luck. So then I start walking around my castle looking for fluxstone in hopes to find it. Here I find kaolin clay, which we have really no use for right now, but it will become exceptionally useful later. Kaolin clay is native to really hot environments, which is another reason why the tropic biome is so good. Ah! Well, now I arrive back at my castle a loser with no flux. But then I sail back out to look for more fluxstone, and eventually I just give up and decide I will just find small creatures on the beach to turn into flux. The main problem with this is that they're hard to find and that you get only 2 flux per little creature's soul you sacrifice. I decided to do a little snack run again. Park the damn boat. Let's make what little flux I can. I have come back to my castle a complete failure, and to make myself feel better, I sacrifice these poor mollusk souls to the quern to get flux. I also realize now that I don't really have enough ingot molds, so I go nap some more and fire them up. I also start melting some copper to make some ingots. Zombie! Scared the shit out of me. To make a copper anvil, we need 7 double ingots of copper. A double ingot is just simply, you get 2 ingots, make them really hot, and slap them together with flux. In other words, we need 14 ingots of copper to make 1 anvil. Also, to make the anvil, I need to start making a forge, which is essentially just a pit of charcoal surrounded by stone that you make metal really, really hot on so you can start working with it on an anvil. Which also means we need to make charcoal. Charcoal is made by using those fancy log piles we've been using to store wood, putting them in dirt, lighting them on fire, then covering them, and then you just wait. I make a little bit for the first charcoal pit, but we will constantly need charcoal for the metallurgy age. It is a never-ending quest to keep making charcoal. Now I start making the forge. Very simple shape. I'm not holding holding my iconic wooden cane. Now, the eagle-eyed viewers among you may have noticed that the fire pit that I lit second finished first. This is because I got too distracted, and the copper completely solidified by the time I noticed that fire pit had finished, so I had to relight it. Here you get to see the beautifully stressful process of pouring molten copper again. Here you get to see the extremely quiet process of quenching metals to make them cooler faster. I also discover that I can slap a chest in my canoe, which will be helpful for our adventures. And then we do some more metal pouring. However, you may notice my tongs are in pretty low durability. The only thing protecting my weak, blocky hands from being burnt. Oh yeah, there it is. And this caused just enough delay in my pouring to have some of the copper solidify. Here the charcoal pit's finished, and you get to see our beautiful alchemy of logs into charcoal. And here is our beautiful forge. Then I make a nice little charcoal pile right next to the forge. Luckily, in this one case, and unlike the logs before, it won't catch the charcoal on fire. Once again, we do more copper. And then I decide we will definitely need more charcoal, so I make some more charcoal. Alright, go, 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 go. We now have all the ingots we need to make an anvil, plus one extra. I realized I placed the anvil in a pretty bad spot, so I try to move it, realizing that, that doesn't work. And now I have to go all the way back out and get another granite stone. Alright, let's go get another one. Here I also learned the dangers of napping while driving, and I almost get eaten by an alligator. Oh, fuck! Oh, 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 oh! Don't craft in boat! Don't craft in boat! Then I do a little snack run again. And I decide to get my animal husbandry going by kidnapping 2 pigs I found. Animal husbandry in this mod pack works pretty simple. You just have to feed animals until they get familiar enough with you. If they are opposite genders and the same species, and they're familiar enough with you, they will breed, and then they will create a baby that is even more familiar with you. So you get to slowly domesticate your creatures as you breed them. They also age and get older, so eventually you will have to kill them for their delicious meats. Here I slammed the pig into a blackberry bush accidentally and almost kill it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Oh. I had to destroy a good source of food for that. And now we have a nice little cucumber meal together. These are going to be my only two friends for a while. Now that we have a bunch of charcoal, all the ingots, and all the flux we'll need, we can get to work. Don't ask how I'm doing this in the rain. To metal work, you have to wait for the ingots to get hot enough so that they're malleable. However, if we wait for them to become too hot, they will melt and we will lose the entire ingot. Hold! Hold! Now! Go, go! Put that shit in there now! I don't want this breaking on me. That is nasty. I'm not stopping until I see orange. Go, 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 go. Fuck, 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 go, go. Two more after this. Hold. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. One more. Ha! Go, 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 go. That's it. Get that shit back. And with that, we have all the double ingots we need to make a copper anvil and get out of the primitive age and start the metallurgy age. We slam it down as a proud, brand new blacksmith. But before I finish off this session, I decided to go on one more journey for Jude. Surely we will find it after all this time. I'm also keeping my eyes open for Fluxstone as well. I eventually find some cassiterite, which will be invaluable in the metallurgy age, but that's not where my focus is right now. And just like every other time, I end up coming home a complete failure. No riches, no bounties, no spoils. Oh wow, you survived that. Well, in that case, let me help you out. So that was the Stone Age. I realized I called it the wrong thing for the entirety of this video, but I fixed it now. So that means something. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I explained everything in this mod pack well. There is a lot more stuff to do, and I'm excited to do all of it. That being said, it might take a while for the next video to come out. I unfortunately work a full-time job, so it makes it a little hard to make big long-form videos like this that are quite edited, but I like doing it as a fun hobby. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you want more, make sure you like and subscribe. That would be really fucking cool of you. But you don't have to either. You don't have to. But yeah, next up we have the metallurgy age. This one I might split up into 2 video parts because it is a lot of stuff. I also want to finish up a few more bits of the Stone Age, mainly finding jute. I know it's somewhere in that biome, I just haven't found it. I also want to find flux stone so I never have to sacrifice more mollusks to the Great Quern ever again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something about this mod pack. So yeah, until the next video comes out, just know that I will be toiling away in a forge, breathing in as many fumes as I can to get us right past the metallurgy age and into the real fun Gregtech stuff. Until then though, I will see you.